All right, let's keep moving on here. And man, oh man, it's still everything. Everything that comes out here about Deshaun Watson is just like, ugh. We should have known something was coming out when he kind of wanted to get a trade. Because every time Deshaun Watson says the word trade, more allegations come out about this man. And it's so unfortunate. It's just, here we go, folks. 10 women have filed complaints with Houston police against Deshaun Watson. So now, before they were all civil lawsuits, the 20 plus. I think it ended at like 21 or 23. We kind of saw like two women drop their cases, but all the other ones stood strong. So it's like, ooh. But now they're filing criminal complaints. These are police, not civil lawsuits anymore. So now Deshaun Watson could be going to jail potentially. And that was kind of the if you wanted to look for some green flag in this entire Deshaun Watson kind of debacle that's been going on, the green flag, the silver lining was like, hey, these are civil lawsuits, so he's not going to jail. He'll have to pay a lot of money most likely, but he's not going to lose his freedom, and he should still be able to be out there every single Sunday on the NFL field. But now we're talking about criminal complaints, filing complaints with the Houston Police Department. So 10 women have filed complaints with the Houston Police Department against Deshaun Watson. 8 of those women are suing Watson, but 2 of the women that are filing criminal complaints are not part of any civil lawsuits. So that kind of speaks to, wow, I mean, when, you get the narrative that, if the women are doing it civilly, they're only looking for the money. That's why they're not going after criminal charges. The burden of proof is a lot less in civil court. It's basically like you have to prove 51% that he did wrongdoing. It's like, anything better than 50%, you win. When you're doing criminal, it's proof without proof beyond a reasonable doubt, which, I mean, if you have to put a percent to it, it's basically like 95%. Yeah. So that's not good. That now 2 other women who aren't in the civil lawsuits are going straight to criminal complaints. They're like, I don't even need the money, baby. I'm just trying to, make this shit right, because what he did was wrong, and I feel like I was a victim. I feel like I was wrong, and that's why they're filing these complaints with the Houston Police Department. So they're not looking for the money. They're going straight for the freedom. They're looking to take away your freedom, not your money. They don't want the money. So let's go into this article right here. Let's see if we get any kind of additional details on what these 2 extra women are truly saying in their criminal complaints. So here we go. 10 women have filed complaints with Houston police about Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, according to Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin. Hardin spoke with ESPN on Monday about the progress of the criminal and civil cases involving his client. Quote, there are 10 women that have made complaints to the Houston police. 8 of the women, according to Hardin, are among the 22, so we're at 22, among the 22 women who have alleged in lawsuits that Watson sexually assaulted them or engaged in sexually inappropriate behavior during massage sessions. 2 of the women who have filed complaints with Houston police, Hardin said, have not filed lawsuits against Watson. Quote, there are a couple of women who we don't know anything about, Hardin said. Hardin acknowledged knowing the names of the 10 women who have filed criminal complaints, including the 2 who are not involved in civil litigation, but declined to provide those names to ESPN. Houston police would not comment when reached Monday on either the investigation or the number of women who have filed complaints. Hardin said Watson and his legal team have fully cooperated with Houston police and with Harris County District Attorney's Office, saying, quote, we're dealing with both of them, providing them information. We're fully cooperating with police. We're fully cooperating with the district attorney's office. And when the criminal investigation is over, we'll fully cooperate with the NFL. And that's kind of another thing that we're talking about and tracking on this Deshaun Watson kind of story. Yes, we have the civil. Yes, we have the criminal. But we also have the NFL that is a little kind of wishy-washy on how they rule things consistently and kind of comparably when you're talking about, a domestic violence or a DUI. They really don't don't weigh them the same and they weigh the other one, like the DUI, worse than the domestic violence. So the NFL doesn't have the best track record of appropriately disciplining their stars. So we have this kind of NFL side. We have Roger Goodell that can, suspend him for the season, put him on the commissioner's exempt list, saying he can't play while all of this is going on. So we have this other aspect. Yes, Deshaun Watson plans to kind of be there day one for training camp, but that kind of ban hammer from the NFL can come down at any minute, and then, Deshaun Watson is kind of done for the season while he has to do all this kind of legal proceedings. So we still haven't really heard from the NFL, and that's not the greatest sign. All right, let's continue here with some quotes. Quote by Rusty Hardin. All right, here we go. Investigators with the NFL have yet to interview Watson, which is typical in an ongoing criminal matter, Hardin said. Quote, "We've made it clear to the NFL that we'll totally cooperate with them when they're ready to visit with us. But they, out of deference to the criminal investigation, always try to wait until that's completed before they try to talk to the accused person." In a statement released to ESPN on Monday, Houston attorney Tony Busby, who represents the 22 women suing Watson, said he and his legal team continue to handle 22 civil cases that make very serious and specific allegations. Quote, "As of today, almost half of these women have given sworn statements to the police, and almost half have spoken to the NFL's investigative team. Both processes are very lengthy. We expect to provide further information to the NFL from all victims." With respects to the pending lawsuits, Hardin said that while both sides have exchanged documents, they have yet to schedule depositions for the 22 women. Under an agreement between the legal teams, depositions for the plaintiffs will begin in September. September. That's the start of the season, and we're not even going to be even close to a result on any of these lawsuits, any civil, criminal. We're not going to get any really progress even before the start of the season. So once again, this is a lengthy process. We talked about it, a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago on the show that I forgot who it was, but they were saying that, this whole lengthy criminal proceedings aren't even going to really wrap up until the end of next year. So, that's kind of where we could potentially get Deshaun Watson on the commissioner's exempt list. And now we're not talking about a trade. We're not talking about him playing for the Texans. He's not going to be playing for anybody. And then him coming back from that is going to be real tough. Also, missing a year of football, missing 2 years of football, whatever it is, once again, gonna put Deshaun Watson behind the 8 ball, and that's never great because this man is greatness in the making. We are absolutely loving all the stats from every single year that we've seen from him so far, and this could just derail him even further, which is just unfortunate. Now, if he did it, it's not unfortunate, but if he didn't do it, then it is unfortunate. So we are just gonna have to wait to see, is he guilty, is he innocent, and we'll, know more, obviously, when a couple of years down the line. All right, what else do we get here? Quote by Rusty Hardin. It is really going the normal course of all civil litigations. The dates haven't been set as of yet, the exact dates as to who would go when, but they'll start in September. So once again, not very great here. This is not going to be, quick and easy. This is going to be long and drawn out and potentially painful for Watson. If you've got 22 women having detailed descriptions on you kind of masturbating in front of them and all that. So not great. All right, what else do we get here? If Watson were to reach a settlement with any or all of the women who are suing him, Hardin reiterated his desire to make any settlement public and said Watson would not sign any settlement that includes a confidentiality agreement. So this man, and that's kind of the one thing that's going for Deshaun Watson here. It truly seems like he's being as transparent as possible. He's truly and fully cooperating. It doesn't really seem like Deshaun Watson did all these things, but we never know. We don't know what he does behind closed doors. We don't know what he's like behind closed doors, but everything in the spotlight, even this, reiterating here that, he wants to make all the things public if they do kind of decide on a settlement out of court and paying all these women. Quote here. I do not want anybody to be saying that this guy paid off women to stay quiet, and so if there ever was a settlement of any kind, it would have to be public, and therefore both sides, Watson and the women, would be able to say to the world at large whatever they wanted. Harden acknowledged Monday that he is not involved in any way in the decision-making process with respect to Watson's football future. The Texans quarterback has been the subject of trade rumors for months, even before the off-field legal battles this offseason. Once again, that makes it a little questionable. We know these are billion-dollar businesses, and they don't want to lose their money-making kind of personnel. This is why they go out and sign Patrick Mahomes to a $100 million deal, $500 million deal, kind of 10 plus years, because they make them money. So, I don't think it's out of the realm of logical thinking that the Texans got wind of Deshaun Watson wanting to trade and maybe somehow got these women to get a lawsuit, because the timing is just real interesting. It's a little coincidental, so we have to kind of think about it. Did the Texans organization have something to do with it? I mean, we can't really put anything past NFL teams now, regarding what we've heard from the Washington football team over the last 2 years. Real kind of sketchy practices going on, from the top to the bottom. So I don't think that's out of the realm that the Texans may have paid these women. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. I've never seen it. I can assume, but I don't know. I've never seen it actually happen. But maybe the Texans got these women to make these allegations. True or not? I don't know. Does seem like Deshaun Watson is kind of 100% innocent, but that's according to what he's saying and everything that he's putting out, which obviously he would be saying. All right, but last two quotes here. Quote, teams are ready to jump now if the Texans would trade with them, even while all this is pending, Harden said. There's no question that numerous teams are still interested. The ball is in the Texans' court. And the last quote here, quote, as far as Watson's football career, Busby told ESPN, I'm not focused on whether Watson will play. I'm instead focused on the welfare of the women he had contact with and aggressively pursuing their cases in court. And yeah, why would Busby care about about his NFL season? He doesn't care. He's like, I'm representing the women. Fuck him. So that's where we're at with Deshaun Watson. Now it's starting to get kind of criminal, which is obviously never good. And especially with two of those women not even going after the money. Once again, not really good if you read into it for Deshaun Watson. But we'll keep eyes. And, obviously this is going to be one of the biggest stories of the season throughout the entire NFL season. As we said, we're not even going to get this. This is not even going to wrap up until like the end of the football season at minimum. So it's not going to go away. None of these women are really kind of taking anything that they said back. We only had really two women retract everything and drop their lawsuits, but then we just had two more just go straight for criminal. Not money related. They don't want the publicity. They want justice, and justice to be served to Deshaun Watson if he is in fact guilty. So now that Aaron Rodgers is back, Deshaun Watson's story is front headline news now, because that's the most interesting kind of quarterback story to talk about. So not looking great for little old Deshaun Watson out here. What's our narrative for the Texans this year? Is Deshaun Watson going to jail? That one is seeming to be a little bit more on the table now that we're talking about criminal charges. So that's the first narrative that we wrote down, folks. Is Deshaun Watson going to jail? Potentially, folks. Not good.